Good afternoon and welcome back to the channel, and today I want to talk about how to build positive habits fast. I want to share with you a really cool mindset hack that you can use to change your behaviour, but also to get that change to stick. Hi, I'm Stephen Burns from Mind School, and today I want to talk about something called the identity drill. So this is a really powerful mindset technique you can use to build positive habits a lot quicker than what you maybe think. So let's get cracking, shall we? So the general idea of this is if you're looking to make any kind of change in your life, especially if it's a behavioural change, the point at which that change becomes automatic, where it sticks, where it becomes subconscious, is when that change becomes part of our identity, who we believe we are as a person. To give you an example, around about 6 or 7 years ago, I decided to start running. So at the time, I didn't really self-identify with it. I didn't class myself as a runner. I was just basically a bloke that went out for a few runs every now and again. So because of that, because of the way I was thinking about it, then I actually found it pretty challenging to get motivated, especially if the weather was bad. There was, 1,001 things I would rather do than go out and trudge about in the streets. So I found it very difficult to keep going. But then over time, as I persisted with it, something started to shift in my psychology. I noticed that I was starting to describe myself to other people as a runner. So I was no longer just a bloke that was going out for a few runs here and there. I actually believed I was a runner. And this made such a difference to the way I was thinking, the way I was feeling, and the way I was behaving towards my training schedule. No longer did I struggle to feel motivated. In fact, when I didn't go out for a run every few days, it started to feel weird. It started to feel unnatural. And the key difference was that I was starting to self-identify with being a runner. And this is the power of what we call identity labels. Anytime we self-identify with something and we label ourselves, then within that label, it contains within it a whole package of mindsets, of feelings, of ways of thinking and ways of behaving. And all of these things are just presupposed because we've decided that that's us, that's who we believe we are as a person. If you want to know a bit of theory behind this, then there's a reasonably famous book called The Outsiders by sociologist Howard Becker. At least I think it's reasonably famous within the sociology circles if you want to hang about with those guys. But in the book, Becker researched what he called deviant behaviour in teenagers. Now in the 60s, what was considered to be deviant behaviour was basically smoking hash. Oh, how times have changed. But what Becker found was that when a teenager starts to smoke hash, then that doesn't become a habit that quickly. But where it begins to escalate is when they are labelled as deviants and as drug users. And what happens is they then get pushed to the outside of the social circle, the community. I guess that's why the book's called The Outsiders. And then they start to self-identify with that label of being a deviant, of being some sort of drug user. So that's the general idea and the theory behind it. How do we actually put this into practice, into this thing called the identity drill? Well, it's really, really simple. So the first thing you want to do is you want to have a think about something that you want to change in your life. So how do you want to be behaving differently? Do you want to stop smoking? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to be slim? Do you want to be healthy? Whatever, it doesn't really matter. Pick something that you want to change. And then the second thing you want to do, and this is the most important part, is you want to just consider variations of the following key question. You want to ask yourself, who do I need to become in order for that change to become just a natural part of my day-to-day experience? So rather than trying to really force the behavioural change in through sheer repetition, that's fine if you can do it through willpower, you want to kind of reverse engineer it, and this will really speed up the process. You want to consider who you have to identify with, who you have to become as a person for this change just to naturally be there. So let's just look at a quick example before we finish off the video for this week. Say, for example, the change you wanted to create was to become a slim and healthy individual. Currently, you're a bit of a slob and you wanted to, brush up your act a little bit and sort your lifestyle out. So rather than trying to, pattern in that change through sheer willpower alone, of course, if you can do that, then that's fantastic. You want to reverse engineer it and think about it more from an identity perspective. And you want to think, okay, so who do I need to become in order for those changes just to be a natural part of my day-to-day experience? So how would a slim and healthy person act? That's the kind of question you want to ask yourself. If you were in the supermarket shopping for your foods, how would a naturally slim in person, choose their foods? What kinds of choices would they make? And how, as a slim and healthy person, how would I think about exercise? Or how would I feel about food and about getting out there and going to the gym or going for a run? What would be my relationship to all of those things as a slim and healthy person? So the languaging is really important. You want to assume that you are that type of person and notice how that guides your behaviour. And you then want to just repeat those questions, put them on a loop and ask them time and time and time and time again and allow them to guide your behaviour. And this is so much more powerful than trying to force yourself to change time and time again through willpower, even though you don't think you are that type of person. You want to reverse engineer it and consider it first of all from that identity perspective. So that is the identity drill. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And of course, if this is the first time you've stopped by, then if you could consider subscribing, that would be absolutely fantastic. And also, if you want, you could drop us a like while you're at it. So thank you so much for watching the video for this week, and I'll see you later on. Bye.